There we are. Day one, tone up challenge. Hey, I'm Coach Esteban. In case you haven't met me, always want to make sure things are muted. I'm going to be your fitness coach through this tone up challenge. And the concept of this is, yes, I'm going to be taking you through some workouts, and I want to break through plateaus that you've ever had when you're in your fitness or nutrition program and you're just frustrated of, I'm not seeing the results that I want. I'm not feeling the results that I want. So we're going to cover all of that. And if you're new to this page, put a 1 in here. If you've been in part of the K7 family for a while, put a 2. I want to identify like who's new to us. So if you're new here within the last 2 weeks, put a number 1, or the last month, put a number 1. And if you've been in this community for a while, a 2. So I got a couple of 1s and a couple of 2s. Awesome. Thank you guys for sharing with that. So you understand who's talking to you right now. I've been in the fitness and nutrition world since 1991. I was really blessed, on top of being a trainer and nutritional coach for many individuals. I was also an executive for multiple fitness companies, national brands, to where my role was being in charge of the personal training team and or the nutrition team. So when the executives of the company, when the founders of the company would come up to me, they'd say, Esteban, you got to get people results. If our members don't get results, or they're going to quit, they come in, they buy a membership, and they want to see results. If that's ever been you, put me. It's like, hey, I want to improve something about me, so let me sign up to the local gym or the gym that my friend's at. So the pressure was put onto me, because you see, if we weren't getting results, if those individuals weren't getting results, it's like, this gym sucks. It's not designed for me. It just doesn't have what I need, and they leave and they go elsewhere. So going back, that pressure was put on me. Esteban, you got to find out what fitness programs are the best to get people results, and there's a lot of them. And I'm going to cover what one makes sense for you here shortly, and also nutrition programs. So the great part about that is, outside of my schooling, I brought in specialists from all over to identify what is the most effective way to get people results when they come into the fitness facility and they enroll with one of the programs with the personal trainers or those nutritional coaches. And I wasn't wearing a label. It has to be vegan. It has to be carnivore. It was just, it's got to get results, and it had to get results quick. Because what happens is, as humans, if we don't see a quick win, we get frustrated. Anybody been there? But frustrated. We get frustrated and we want to quit. And then it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. My life is too busy. It's overwhelming. It's way too much for me right now. So before we move on to the next thing, I want to ask you, and put it in the chat. So if you're watching on Facebook, or if you're in our VIP area, put it in the chat. What do you know? What do you believe has been holding you back in the past? What's that one big block, that one big rock that's gotten in your way, where you're like, you know what? If I could move this out of the way, if I could overcome this, then I know that I'm going to get there. So time is one of them. I'm seeing family support over here. Sticking to a diet plan consistently, that's a good one. Not wanting to give up on my eating habits. Seeing a fun fitness program, that's awesome. So what I can assure you is that we're gonna address these over the next 2 weeks. Love that. Me, time, and alcohol are the big blocks. So the individual that wrote that, I want you to think, what's the number 1? So we're going to address this like a domino effect. And in the VIP experience, if you're not part of the VIP experience, you'll get the recordings of all of this. You'll get a private workout sent into your individual portal, and we'll get to communicate post the live training, so we can address each one of these one at a time. So what I'm going to cover with you is step 1 that I want you to do this week is be very clear on your vision. So we're gonna have two portions with this. The vision is, okay, I want to tone up. I want to increase my energy. I want to increase my confidence. But what is that specific? You've got to have a very specific target, because if not, if we're broad, we're not hitting any target. We're not going to see the long-term results. This is when individuals see progress that first month, and then they drift back to the old way because they weren't anchored into what that vision is. So right now in the comments, what I want you to do is two things. I want you to put down, what is your specific goal? It's like, okay, I want to tone up this area. And what's the vision for that? It could be so that I feel sexy in my black dress when I go out on a date with my spouse. I like that. A specific size by the end of the year. That's really good. What we just mentioned, confident going out on dates with their boyfriend. That's good. What else? So I get to see comments from the VIP room, and I get to see comments on Facebook there. I like that. Shoulders and pooch. Looking good in my clothes. Not feeling like I have to wear sweatpants in the summer. So good. Back of the legs, so I feel comfortable in my bathing suit. I like that. So when you're tying it like that, it's so ideal. Tying in your goal with your vision on who you get to be and the action that you get to do, because it's not just about, well, I made it to the gym. I made it to the gym, therefore, no, we've got to be anchored. Why? Because when that temptation comes in, it's I'm not going to do this action. I'm not going to consume this food. I'm not going to hit snooze because it's not aligned with me having the back of my legs tight, so I feel confident in my bathing suit. I like this. Lose the wiggles. We all have those wiggles. Put in the comments where the wiggles are in your body. Where are those wiggles that you want to tighten up? That was a good one. I like that. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that one. The gut, behind the arms, the upper back, the booty. Oh, I love it. So good. So good. So step number 2, we're going to come back to this one from time to time. Being disciplined. So that is doing it no matter what. I don't feel like it, and I still do it. And the one that I like to kind of use as an example is brushing our teeth. There may be many mornings that we wake up, we're like, man, running late. I just don't feel like it. I'm not going to brush my teeth. And you're disciplined to, and you'll create a story as to why that's important. Because I don't want my teeth to rot out. Because I don't want my breath to smell like butt when I go have a conversation with people at work. So whatever that is, you're disciplined to do the actions no matter how you feel. So first, you're going to tie in your vision and your goal. Second is being disciplined to do that on a regular basis. Thank you for showing up and waving back. That was awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to go into the 6 steps. Well, it's really 6 variables for building muscle tissue. So toning up is really about reducing the inflammation and fat so that you see the muscle. So like here's an example of muscle in the back of the arm. We call this a tricep. If I have inflammation or excess fat there, we can't see that. So toning is being able to see that. So that it is a combination of I'm reducing my inflammation, I'm reducing my fat, predominantly done with nutrition. We do that in the Jumpstart program. And then in the tone up program, yes, we're going to be working out. And then it's building up that muscle tissue so that we can see that muscular definition. So the 6 variables. Number 1 is, let's put it right here. Number 1 is resistance training. So resistance training is typically called strength training, weightlifting. You can use your body as well. You'll see some people that do the Pilates or yoga, and you can see that the toning in their body. Even resistance happens with swimmers. The water is resistance for them. Gymnastics, gravity in their body is resistance to the muscle. So as you increase resistance training, you're stimulating, which I'm going to get into what these variables are, your muscles to actually grow. Number two is we get to have an increase of nutrients. So I can do the lifting, but if I don't increase my vitamins and minerals, those key variables, those key raw materials are not there to stimulate that muscle growth. Number three, as we're sticking with that, is an increase in good quality protein. Now you got to remember, there's some things that are called protein, like plant-based proteins, that actually block the human body's ability to absorb protein. Soy is one of the high ones there. So if you're consuming soy protein, assuming that, oh, I'm getting enough protein to tone up the body, I want you to be aware that soy actually blocks us from being able to absorb protein to rebuild muscle tissue. So I'm going to invite you not to do that. Just don't. We'll talk about specific proteins that are going to be supportive as the week continues. Moving on to point number 4 is water. So to build that muscle tissue, there's something called protein synthesis. You're synthesizing the muscle fibers to rebuild, and they're stronger, a little bit thicker. I'm not saying that we're going to bulk up, but muscle and movement is metabolism, so that you can oxidize glucose. You can burn the glucose quicker and oxidize the fat. Water is, massive amounts of water is needed to do that. This is where you see a lot of professional fitness competitors will walk around with a gallon of water just to ensure I'm drinking enough water to heal my body. Thank you for drinking water. I can see a couple of you guys doing that right now. Look at that, right on cue. I love it. Love it. Fantastic. Next is rest. We hear it time and time again. Sleeping is so vital. That's when our body goes into repair and recovery. So the timing that you had your last meal, what we call dinner, the last meal of the day before we go into sleep, how much water we have as we're going into repair and recovery. Is my body relaxed? Did I avoid a lot of the blue light so that I can go into a deep sleep? And what's great is, like, there's technology like the smartwatches that'll track our sleep. So good quality sleep for repair and recovery is essential for you to tone up and increase your energy. Lastly is the hormones. If your hormones are out of whack, it's going to be really tough to stimulate that protein synthesis. So, and the two main hormones that I hear time and time again that we are whacked on is we're resistant to the signals from insulin hormone and thyroid hormone. And that can be predominantly managed by what and how we consume food-wise. Again, we covered that in the Jumpstart program, but I want you to be aware, if you're doing some of these and you're not seeing the results that you want being toned, identify of these 6 variables, what's in the gap, what's missing. So I want to hear that right now from those of you guys that are with me live. Put it in the comments. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Which one's missing for you? 5 or 6. Which one's missing for you? That's what happens when I get to unmute. 2, 4, and 5. 3. I've got a lot of 3s here on Facebook. 5. Okay, awesome. So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to write this down so you have an idea as you progress. What are the key steps that I need to make sure that I'm doing, and what's in the gap, and then how can I overcome that? So it's good. So I'm going to come back to this. I will come back to this. The thing to remember when we're going through the fitness evolution, there's a bell curve. So in this portion, I'm going to change here. It's like different chapters. There's no good or bad. Here's a sick portion. Here's a transformation portion. And then there's the athlete portion. So what ends up happening is, in today's day and age of TikTok, Instagram, all the social media, YouTube, we'll see the athlete, those that are in the chapter of athlete, doing specific exercises or talking about consuming a certain way. And if we're in this sick zone, our body's not going to change to that. So we've got to address what we've got in front of us, depending on what chapter we're in. So if we're in the sick zone, that's somebody that's taken pharmaceuticals. You've got some sort of disease. You've got hormonal imbalance. You've got you're pre-diabetic or some form of diabetic. You've got resistance to insulin. You're insulin resistant. So this we address, and it's typically addressing gut-centric foods, gut biome foods, so that we're no longer in a sick state. This is hydrating the tissue, flushing out toxins. Do I need to go to a colon detox? Do I need to do a heavy metal detox? Do I get to address how do I clean out my liver and my kidneys? So there's so many variables in this phase here. So also to keep in mind is, where are we in the body composition scale or slide? 32% or higher for a female is clinically obese. So I would put that in the sick state. So when we see an athlete do certain movements, we're not going to see the same effects and benefits if I'm in the sick phase. For males, 25% body composition or higher is clinically obese. Now, this is not the, but I feel good. It's our body's in the sick state. I'm in chronic inflammation. So I'm in a sick state. My body is fighting to heal so that I can go into the transformation stage. So when we're in the transformation stage, we will see some benefits from the athlete and athlete type movements. Here, how do I lower my medications or get off my medications to go into a transformation stage? And we're going to cover all of that in these next 2 weeks. And then from the transformation stage, then how do I go into the high performance, into the athlete? And we all have that inner athlete. So I don't want that terminology to be thought, well, I'm not in college. I'm not going to be a professional athlete. This is the high performance, which we all have the ability to do that. It's how do I get my physical state to this? And what's cool is we're seeing that all the time. I'm 49 this month. My goal and my objective is to be as energetic, confident, fit as I was when I was 25. And that's all going to be based on all the variables that we're going to be coaching on. Whatever phase you're in, you believe that you're in, put it in the comments. I want to see who's in the room with me. Are you in the sick state, transformation state, or the athletic state? Put it in the comments. Couple of sick, couple of transformation. We always have the athlete that sneaks in. Okay, good. So if you're in the sick state, again, address with your, if you don't have a coach, I'm going to open this up for you, k7coach.com. That's k7coach.com. We'll open up our calendar to just support you. It's pro bono. We're here to help you out. Go to k7coach.com and schedule a complimentary call. So we want to identify what's keeping you in the sick state and how do we get out of that as quickly as possible. If you're in the transformation stage, how do I get to see the results and get into the high performance? Let's see where we're at here. Once you know the steps, guess what happens? Again. Love you. Whether you want to or not, you keep doing it. And what really supports us with discipline is having a tribe. You've got that ride or die individual. You've got the people that are saying, Cassie, Michelle, let's go. We got this. You know, we said that we're going to go to this fitness class. I know you wanted to snuggle up with Snooze this morning, but let's go. Who's that in your life? Put it in the comments. You could say the relationship that we've got. You've got, is it my sister, my mother, my best friend, my coworker? If you want to put their names, acknowledge them in public because they're your ride or die. And this is where I'm going to invite you right now. Invite 5 friends to this challenge with you over the next 2 weeks. I love that, my friend. So good. Invite 5 friends, because here's the reality of what happens with us humans. 3 of them aren't even going to show up. They're going to completely ghost you on it. And 2 of them could end up learning what you're learning and say, hey, let's lock arms and let's do it. So that's what's awesome. Don't invite more than 5, because we don't see success when you go into a larger group. What ends up happening is we're lost in the numbers. The magic number is 6. So you're 1, you invite 5. And then ideally, if you're in a coaching environment, the 7th, 7 is going to be your coach. So you've got a coach, and then you've got a small group where you guys are supporting each other, knowing that you're going to face a hard life. Just life happens. Those little side trails. All right, here we go. Today we're going to tone up legs and butt. Each day is going to be a little bit different. So shifting on to tomorrow, I want you guys to have dumbbells. So those of you guys that are with me live, whether on Facebook or whether in the VIP experience, if you want to hop into VIP experience, put VIP in the comments on Facebook. If you're in the Zoom, you're going to be getting a lot of the love here. Today is going to be legs and butt. Tomorrow, get your dumbbells ready. We're going to go through different body portions for this tone up challenge. And I'm also going to introduce primal movements. So there's so many variables and ways on how to maximize your workouts. We're going to cover that over the next 2 weeks. And a little hint, we're going to have multiple guest speakers that are exceptional within the industry of transformation. All right, those of you kids that are on live with me that I can see on the screen, go ahead and stand up. Thank you. All right, here we go. What we're going to do to start off with, we're going to do side to side squats. I hear my wife in the back. She's working out there. So what I want you to do is bring your hips down to the knee level and to the side. We're going to go 60 seconds. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm going to watch you guys that are live with me. One of the things is called time under tension. So what we're going to do is we're going to cause enough resistance for a specific amount of time on that muscle tissue. We're going to go past, and I'm going to get nerdy on this as the week goes, our stored energy, ATP, ADP. You could feel a little lactic acid buildup. That's okay. You're going to be fine with that. As long as the joints are okay, keep it going. 20 more seconds. Drop it down nice and low. There we go. Stacy G's in the crowd. Hop in here, get nice and low. So good. So close, so close, so close. Time. Now what I want you to do is face the camera, and you're going to do right leg back, only right leg back. You're going to lunge down, up, tap it, come back. Up, tap, come back. And as I mentioned, I'm doing time under tension. So you might do 30, you might do 40, or you might do 5 within the time that we're doing. 60 seconds seems to be the sweet spot, depending how fast or how intense we go with the workout. The window is typically 30 seconds to 3 minutes. As we go beyond that, then it's more of a cardiovascular movement versus an anabolic resistance type movement. And that's what's going to build the muscle tissue for you to see the results on being toned. 20 seconds left. Come on, nice and low. There you go. If you've got to hold on to something, go ahead and hold on to something. Your left glutes and quads should be on fire right about now. I was going to ask you to put me if you're feeling fire, but I don't want that. I want you like legit working out. And time, switch legs, right leg forward, left leg going back. Go. Oh, so good. And one of the things you're going to realize this week is you don't need very long workouts. You know, if you've been in the K7 family for any amount of time, you notice we promote 5 and 10-minute workouts, and we're seeing exceptional transformations. Think of a sprinter. A sprinter in track, they typically run maximum 30 seconds, anywhere depending on what they're sprinting. 4 seconds, 9 seconds, all the way up to 30 seconds. And then they walk for a long time for that recovery. But it's quick, all out, recover. So we don't need 45-minute workouts, 1-hour workouts, plus 1 hour. It's not needed. If you enjoy it, that's a different story. Okay, stability-wise, lift up your right foot. We're going to go into a deadlift. So hinge at the hips, reach down towards the shin, and come back up. So you're going to reach down towards your left shin, and you're going to come back up. If you've got to, for balance, place your right toe on the ground. You can come up. Those of you guys that are wanting to make this tougher, hold on to a weight in your right arm as you're doing this on your left leg. Oh, yeah. Balance-wise, this is tough. Back of your legs, we talked about that. You mentioned it for the bikini. This is going to work the back of your legs. Good. Keep it going, guys. Make sure to breathe. Get the oxygen in. When you stand up, shoulders back. Get to that neutral stance. Keep going. Come on, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. This is why we have accountability. This is why I'm your coach. This is why those of you guys that are live with me in Zoom, you have your cameras on so I can see you and I can coach you. Switch sides, right leg down, left foot up, or on the left toe. Down, up, neutral. Neutral. Good. Whoa. There goes my stability. Good. And then when you're holding on to one weight, you're going to notice that your midsection gets tighter because you've got to balance at a higher level since you're offset with weights only on one side. So that's a quick way to do a little corset action in your midsection. Hold on to one weight versus 2 weights. If I were to go to 2 weights on both sides, I'm stable. However, I'm increasing the load, which we'll talk about later in the week. So there's benefits to both. One, there's a benefit on the nervous system, neuromuscular side. And the other one, there's a benefit on total load to movement. Let's go one more. And time. Okay, last one that we're going to do. And then we're going to close up and shift into the VIP room. Left leg stays still, right leg steps forward. Lunge, tap, lunge, tap, lunge. Good. Keep it going. 1 minuto, tap back, come down. If you want to hold on to a weight, that's going to increase that resistance. Push back strong. It's going to be your glutes. Oh, yeah. Who's feeling it? Give me a little wave with the hands. For real. So good. On Facebook, are you doing this? If you're on Facebook and you're watching a replay, put replay. If you're watching live, put live. I want to see who's with me. 2:30 Eastern each time, 7:30 UK time, 11:30 Pacific. And then those of you in between, you get to fill in the blanks. Now we got a couple of central timers. in here. 10 seconds. Come on. Push strong. Finish with the sprint. Oh, bonus. Come on. Time. Switch it up. No break. Left leg. Go. Down. Down. Come on. Oh, yes. You guys are doing so good. Come on. That's it. Let's work that booty. Let's work the thighs. These are for the shorts. This is for that bikini. This is for that sexy skirt. Here we go. 30 seconds. You just passed that halfway mark. Come on, don't stop. Your left leg will be on fire. Your right leg could be on fire too because it's stabilizing. Almost there. Come on, push it. Push. Finish line here. Ish. 2 more. 1 more. All right. I'm your fitness coach, so there's always a bonus. Here's what we're gonna do. Squat. Down, down, side, up, down, down, side step, up, squat, squat, side step, up, squat, squat, side step, up, bring it down, get that booty low. Double bounce at the bottom, double step, down, 1, 2, bounce, step to the side, 2 times. Here we go, down, double bounce, oh, 2 steps, up, bring it down, come on, 2 steps, up, now right here, pulsing for 3, 2, 1, up, keep it going, 3, 2, 1, up, we got 15 seconds to go. Triple bounce at the bottom, 3, 2, 1, up, 8 seconds. Come on, come on, come on. We got 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. Yes, it's fantastic. So awesome. So here's your homework. I want you to go into the Facebook group, K7 Challenge and Programs. So we'll put a link. I love this breathing. We'll put a link in the main Facebook page. And I want you to go in there and I want you to share with me to say, for the Tone Up Challenge, here's my goal. As you speak out your goal, multiple studies have been on this, on a minimum 42% increase for you to achieve that goal because you've written it down. When you speak it in public, it actually increases it. So that's a private page in case some of the haters in your life, you don't want to share because of them, come into the private page. So that's your homework. When you're done watching this, go to the K7 Challenge and Programs and say what your vision and goal is. Declare it so there's a higher probability for you. Those of you on Facebook, I love you. Thanks for being in on day 1. Tomorrow, day 2 kicks off. That's 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific time. If you're across the Atlantic, UK, 7:30. Love ya.